Hey, this is Natalie with The Fifth Journey. We're going to be doing a flower-themed cold process soap recipe today. So I'm going to be doing the Daisy Chain fragrance today, and I'm going to do a 5-pound batch, so I have my loaves ready to go, have my oils warmed up, cooled down, so to speak. My lye solution has been cooled down. The lye is about at 90 degrees. This is about 80 degrees. And I'm going to do kind of 4 different colors with some swirls. I have titanium dioxide, I have the water soluble kind here, and I have turmeric here for a nice yellow. And then in here I have some light green mica, and I didn't use very much. I put a little bit too much water in those. I did water on those, and I did a little bit of oil on that one. And I'm going to do some chamomile flowers on the top. So let's go ahead and get started. The fragrance oil is supposed to, it behaves well. There's no vanillin, there's no discoloration on that. So let's go ahead and get started. Get my gloves on, need to get my goggles, get those put on. Okay. Now this is only the second time that I have done titanium dioxide. I had a sample of the oil soluble kind before. I did not like it. I ended up with weird streaks and chunks, and so did some research, and there's a water soluble kind, and that's supposed to be much better, had better reviews. So I'm going to give that a try. And like I said, I put a little bit too much water in there, but I did do a water discount, a liquid discount. So that little bit extra will be fine. Here is my cooled solution. And let's go ahead and go. I went ahead and went to a thin trace, a little bit past emulsification. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out my fragrances. Take my glove off real quick. I have a partial bottle and then a full one. Let's go ahead and do the partial one first. That smells so good. Okay. Every little drop in there. So I need, how much do I need? I need 3.4 ounces. This might actually be, oh, right there. So I've got a tiny bit left. That's probably enough to do a batch of glycerin soap. So that'll be perfect for that. Okay. Put that aside. Stir this in. Oh, it's thickening up. Wow. I think I went a little bit, the trace, I went a little bit too far, but that's okay. I still have room to move around. That smells so good. Wow. That smells really nice. If I can, yeah, I can probably do that. Talking out loud today, it's okay, right? Another spin out. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. And I had, if you see, I have those big blue or turquoise bowls that I've used, but there's no little spout, so when I pour, it just kind of goes everywhere, so this is kind of handy. And I didn't want to get super dark colors. Now, one thing with this green is it says that it does morph and then it comes back. So we may see this. I'm not sure if it's like a 24-hour time frame or 48 hours or 12 hours. I'm not sure. So if we see this color change, it is supposed to morph back into the green. And I think I said this, I did mix that with a little bit of oil. And the turmeric, you can do oil or water. That's, well, I wanted that to be lighter, but it's okay. I think I should have used a little bit less. I was wanting more of a yellow than an orange, but that's okay. Go ahead and put a little bit more batter in to thin that out. I think I might actually pour a little bit of this in. Help lighten it up a bit. It did lighten up a little bit, but it'll still be pretty. I'm going to do a hanger swirl. It's nice having everything all separated out. Now that this kitchen is done, get my trays out. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and I'm going to pour this in first. You know, I'm going to do this one. A little bit of this. That's the one thing I love about this. The art part of it is you just go with it. We go into it with an idea, but just kind of play with it. A little bit more in that one. Let's go ahead and put some of the green in. And that, you know, once it's really, it has quit thickening up, so that's good. And you can see it has gotten darker. So we'll see if we end up getting that light green. So let's go down and back. And down and back. Let's go ahead and let's go down the center. And those are my gloves squeaking. Excuse me, got a frog in my throat. I haven't been able to soap very much the last couple weeks. With holidays and family coming. See that? See how much thicker that one is? So that's the one with the titanium dioxide. So that one definitely thing it up. The green. And we'll go ahead and save this. I need to, there's a little bit more in that one than this one, so let's go ahead and clean this out. And as always, I'll wipe these out with rags and set the rags aside to toss in the laundry in a couple days. Actually, I'm going to get my spoon and move a little bit over. That looks just about right. And let's do some swirls on the inside. Fun thing on that is I'm not going to see what it looks like until we cut it open tomorrow. So let's go ahead, do the titanium dioxide, do a line, so we can do some swirls. We'll go on this side because I already have a line over there. I'm trying to do a little bit bigger batches. I've been doing just small 2.5 pound batches of soap, but you only get 8 bars of soap out of that. Because I don't want to do big batches because that's just a lot to handle when you're doing designs. And the whole point of me soaping, number one, was because one of my friends who's been making soap for, gosh, almost 40 years, she's retiring. So that was the whole point of me actually starting to make soap, is I'm losing my source of what we use at home. Of course, that was 2 years ago when I started. But also our full-time real jobs, it's very stressful. And this is why I do this type of thing, because it uses a different part of your brain and you're still working, you're still doing things, but it's just kind of like a breath of fresh air, being creative and making things. Let's do the green now. And I do want to gel this. There's a little bit that didn't get mixed in down there. So once I'm done pouring this in, I'll swirl the top and then cover it up. Spritz it with rubbing alcohol first, sorry. And then we'll cover it up and have it go to gel. Let's put a little more on this side. Just fun little swirls. Good. All right, I'm going to take my gloves off and put a little bit of the flowers right down the middle. Take my glove off. There we go. Not too many. I'm saying down the middle and they're flopping over to the side. So I'll pick those out. Some of these have some really crazy stems on them. I can get that one. Let's see. There we go. I'll just do that little baby one there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and press them down just a little bit. At least get the stems down so they're not sticking up. Guys, this smells really, really nice. I do really like this one. It's not overpowering. I'm not a floral person, I'm not a perfumy person. But this has a nice spring scent. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and spritz these down and cover them up and see how they look in about an hour or so to make sure they're not getting too hot. And then we'll check on them tomorrow. Hopefully cut them around 24 hours and we'll come back. I wanted to show you a quick peek at the soap. It's been about 4 hours since I made it. And remember how I said that the green would morph. So as you can see, everything actually has lightened up quite a bit. And the green is kind of in different stages right here, and then it's quite a bit brighter through there. So I thought that was pretty interesting. About 24 hours passed when I made this yesterday, and you can see that that green turned out really nice. So it did end up going back to the brighter green, so it did morph as it was curing, and I'm really happy that the turmeric went to a much lighter color, because when I first mixed that it was pretty dark, so it did lighten up. And of course you have the natural flex, so to speak. And I went ahead and cut off one end of this one. So we have a fun little swirl in there, and I'm going to be cutting it on the side. I did go ahead and trim off some of the chamomile stems because they were kind of leggy, and I'm going to go ahead and have these handy in case I need to cut any of them as I'm cutting. So I went ahead and cut off the end piece, and I will fast forward through all of this. We'll take a look at the end to see how they cut. Here are the internal swirls. So that was an end piece. So the end ones, obviously, you don't have as much. There's obviously a lot of green in that one. But we have some really fun swirls in these. And this was made with the daisy chain. That's what actually looks like flowers. You've got the leaves right there and some flowers there. So this was the daisy chain fragrance oil. I really like it. I know I say that a lot about fragrances I like, but I really like this one because it's very pretty, but it's not overly floral. I think that turned out really nice, and I'm happy that the yellow toned down and the turmeric, so these came out really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and trim them up, stamp them, put them on the curing rack, and we'll come back for the final photo on the cure.